In the Gobi Desert of western China, a short stretch of cliffside holds one of the world's most treasured cultural legacies.
You don't find that concentration anywhere else.
Nearly 500 hand-carved cave temples were independently commissioned over 1,000 years during Dunhuang's heyday as a Silk Road hub. The result is a dazzling collection of murals and sculptures that reflect the diverse artistic styles and histories of the era. The Mogao Caves have been a key protection subject since the founding of the People's Republic of China. In recent years, however, their digitalization and international collaborations have highlighted China's increasingly ambitious and innovative efforts to safeguard and promote cultural heritage.
Very interesting here.
Neil Schmid is the first Western scholar to join the Dunhuang Academy, the institute dedicated to protecting and studying the grottos. The Academy recently launched an online database that offers unprecedented access to tens of thousands high-resolution images of the grotto's murals, sculptures, and scriptures.
And for me as a scholar, it's a game changer, right? Because suddenly I can access all this material online, and I can do searches, I can use AI, and this is really cutting edge. It is a prime example of how the government supports heritage, conservation, culture, and cultural infrastructure. It's not a small project. It takes a lot of money, but it also takes a lot of planning, and this is what the Chinese government really does well. It's a long-term view of history, of investment, in some ways of returns on those investments.
In recent years, China has highlighted digital preservation as a national strategy, serving both to protect and to promote cultural heritage. The Dunhuang Academy has been a frontrunner in this effort, recently partnering with China's top tech company Tencent. Cave 285 is one of the most significant caves here in Mogao, but it's actually not open to the public. But you can see it right there on your computer or just at the tip of a finger on your phone. The Dunhuang Academy once looked to foreign peers, such as the Getty Museum in America, for expertise. But with China's rapid economic rise, the Academy is increasingly seen as a leader by others. An Indian art historian, invited to attend an international conference here, marvels at how many such events are taking place.
In Dunhuang Academy, he just now, Richard told me, 20 conferences every year. You're having
Maybe more than 20.
The last time we had a conference in India on Indian cave grottos was 1984, if my memory serves me right. That time I was 14 years, now I'm 54.
The sheer number of people working here also struck the professor.
We don't even have 5 scholars today as we speak on grottos, Buddhist cave grottos.
And how many are in China, do you think?
In China, I mean, China has, I think, 10 or 11 academies. And altogether, I made a back of the envelope counting. Nearly 5,000 people are on payroll just for the preservation, conservation, propagation, and restoration and research and publication on the grottos.
While the exact number of grotto researchers is unclear, China does have over 9,700 cultural heritage institutions that employs almost 180,000 people. In 2024, China's Ministry of Finance allocated more than 6 billion yuan for national cultural heritage protection use. Professor Schmid thinks the motivations behind China's efforts are multi-layered.
It has to do with national pride, right? It has to do with soft power, right? It's a great soft power. It has to do with economics, right? So when tourists come, for example, to Dunhuang, there's a huge infrastructure that's being built, but it benefits our local economy.
Dunhuang's multicultural legacy is especially relevant today as China takes a more active role on the global stage. In 2023, President Xi launched the Global Civilization Initiative. It's part of the Chinese leadership's advocacy for a world that's multipolar, diverse, and equal among different nations and cultures. The city recently hosted a high-profile event centered on this theme, welcoming hundreds of foreign visitors to the grottos and to performances inspired by their art. It's a vivid example of how the country is weaving its history into its vision of modernization.
But it's having resources like this, right? The art, for example, the range of art, that human creativity that we can draw on. Not only to get a glimpse into the past and understand what their lives were like, to challenge our own views of who and what we are, but also as resources for future creativity.